So this would be the overview that I'll be taking you through in the presentation. So we will start with the introduction, then the objectives, then the proposed approach. So we have two items in the proposed approach: facial emotion recognition and taxonomy model, and the experimental results, conclusion and future work, and finally the references. So coming to the introduction, so what are automatic negative thoughts? So automatic negative thoughts are the negative beliefs and involuntary responses to situation based on core beliefs about oneself or others. It is nothing but the negative thoughts that can come to any human being based on the situation or based on the stressful situation or the type of condition he is in. And what are the drawbacks of these automatic negative thoughts is it can lead to depression, self-doubt, anger, and anxiety. And also depression is also associated with having very high increased level of automatic negative thoughts. And this automatic negative thoughts can actually lead to depression. And there is some statistics like according to World Health Organization, there are like around 3.8% of population worldwide affected for depression, and including 5% among adults and 5.7% among adults older than 60 years. So this automatic negative thoughts can really lead to depression, and that can even lead to much more complications related to mental health. So what are the objectives of our research is? So we have seen that the very less research has been done for multimodal automatic negative thoughts detection using deep neural network. And how this automatic negative thoughts can help is it can assist the physicians in the early stages of mental health disorders and in the subsequent monitoring. So if we detect these negative thoughts, it can be helpful for in the psychiatric counseling as well as in the monitoring of the patient once he starts taking the psychiatric counseling. So, and also we have seen that the previous studies focused only on identifying the automatic negative thoughts through text alone. So, but in the proposed approach, what we are doing, we are focusing on developing a real-time multimodal architecture to identify the automatic negative thoughts through video, speech, and even text modalities. So coming to the proposed approach, so how we have designed our framework is, so as we can see in the diagram below, so the patient is asked with an open-ended question. And for example, like how we have been feeling this week. And he is made in sit in front of a webcam, and his video and audio are recorded at the same time. So once the video and audio speech is recorded from the webcam for that particular patient and for that particular question, so then the next step would be we will store that video and speech into a binary format. So we will extract the image frames from the video and it will feed it to the frameworks. So first step is from the video, we will identify the facial emotion, and speech data is extracted from the video and it is converted to text, and then it is passed to a taxonomy model. So which will have the keywords and the and words for classifying thinking error and situation. So for the facial emotion recognition, so we have used the FER 2013 dataset, and we have used a CNN or the convolutional neural network, and the convolutional neural network had 4 convolutional layers and 2 fully connected layers. So we have trained our model with 30 epochs and with a learning rate of 0.01, and we achieved a training accuracy of 0.68 and the validation accuracy of 0.65 for all the emotions. And in the right hand side, we could see that the curves for the loss and as well as the validation dataset. So we could see the emotion recognition accuracy and loss for training and the validation datasets. So coming to the taxonomy model. So taxonomy model is constructed with 15 classes for thinking error and 7 classes for situation. So when I say thinking error, it is a concept. So where the conception of the person thinking about some issue or some situation or some condition is wrong itself. So basically what leads to negative thought is the way he thinks about a particular thing or a situation. So that we call it as thinking error. So we are trying to find out, like some of the examples I could see, we could see in the right side is the some of the categories for thinking error are like all or nothing, blaming, catastrophizing, etc. So when I say all or nothing, he wants everything or he wants nothing, or blaming. He will be keep blaming about others. So these are some of the thinking errors. So totally we had 15 classes. I have shown the sample here. And also we have 7 classes for situation, in which situation he is raising about these thinking errors. So for example, so in the category like relationship, health, career, etc. So now what is this taxonomy model? Taxonomy model is a rule-based classification where the classes are predicted by matching keywords and words. So we define a rule-based approach where we define what are the keywords and the and words, and with the combination of a Boolean logic, we predict what is the exact category. So to validate this, so how we did this, we chose 100 tweets, which corresponds to automatic negative thoughts in the data set. So we took the data set from the Kaggle and we ran through the taxonomy model to get the categories. So to get the thinking error in the situation. So the model achieved an accuracy with an F1 score of 0.80 for thinking error and 0.8 for situation. So coming to the experimental results, so we designed this entire solution as a pipeline. So in this entire architecture, we had this end-to-end pipeline where the person will sit in front of a webcam, then his video and audio is recorded in real time, and it is converted to the required formats, and the algorithms are run. It will show a dashboard about his results. So now, like as we see in the right side figure, so through webcam, the facial emotion recognition model identifies the facial emotion, and audio is converted to text and fed to the taxonomy model to predict the thinking error and the situation. So if you could see in the right side, so we have the three dashboard. The first is the facial emotion recognition. The second window, we could see what are the main stop keywords that corresponds to the thinking error and the situation. And finally, it is displaying what is the emotion, the thinking error, and also the situation. What situation is he talking about? So our experimental results is validated with 10 different persons by capturing short video up to 2 minutes for 5 different questions. So experimental results show that we are able to achieve precision of 0.645 for emotion, 0.818 for thinking error, and 0.863 for situation. So coming to the conclusion and the future enhancement. So as we could see through our research, we presented a very novel approach to identify the automatic negative thoughts using multimodal approach through video, speech, and text. So we have used all the three modalities to come up with this solution. And from the experimental results, we could also see that we achieved a validation accuracy of 0.64 for facial emotion and F1 score of 0.80 for thinking error and 0.84 for situation. So which actually outperforms the previous research for thinking error and situation through taxonomy model. And the future scope would involve like adding more body pose movements to identify the emotion of the person from video. And also we are thinking to train on a huge corpus for thinking error and situation. Since the training data was less in our case, so we want to train on a huge corpus so that we can improve the accuracy of our models. So these are some of the references that we referred while developing our research. And thank you for giving us the opportunity again. And thanks everyone.